20 biggest adult temper tantrums witnessed, according to Reddit. Special thanks to patrons Proper, Luke, Patricia, Nuding, and Sean for their continuing efforts towards this channel. Number 20 has been removed, but a response informs us that the deleted comment mentions a man whose daughter threw a tantrum upon being denied a doll from a store. The father proceeded to out-tantrum her, and she stopped immediately. Lesson learned, little motherfucker. A response to this reads, I threw a tantrum in Walmart when I was 3 or 4, and my mom goes, stop it, or we're leaving. So, of course, I keep carrying on and screaming, and she just let go of the cart and walks us out of the store. I just kept going, Mom, stop, you're leaving our stuff, Mom. On the way out, she apologized to everyone we passed. I'm sorry, my son is being loud and ruining everybody's shopping experience. I'm so sorry. Have a nice day. I have never been so thoroughly shamed, and I never threw a tantrum again. Well, as long as he actually learned the lesson. You little shit. Number 19. Back when I worked at 7-Eleven, a woman came in for coffee. And I was out of decaf, so I offered to make her a fresh pot, and she said that it wasn't good enough and she was already late, threw the cup on the ground, and stomped out. People, what a bunch of bastards. Yeah, I love that. I love that little, you added that at the end. I love that. Someone responds, I will never understand people who try to buy coffee in the morning and then complain that they're going to be late when it's not ready in 2.5 seconds. At the Starbucks I go to, this happens every morning. It's like, dude, if waiting 2 minutes, fuck me, I'm sorry. If waiting 2 minutes for your coffee is going to cause you to be late, you were already running late. It's not the employee's fault at that point. Yeah. Some people though, man. Some people. Number 18. I was at a pharmacy around 8 p.m., waiting in line behind an older lady. The pharmacist tells her she'll have to pick up her prescription tomorrow at 10 a.m. because this location doesn't carry this particular medication. The following ensues. Lady, I'll wait. Pharmacist, no ma'am, we physically don't have it in the store. You have to come back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Lady, let me speak to the manager. Pharmacist, I am the manager. I'm the pharmacist, and this is my star. I'm telling you, we do not have the medication right now. Lady, can you just give me 1 pill and I'll get the rest tomorrow? Pharmacist, ma'am, we don't have any of the pills here. Lady, what if I pay you for the cost of that 1 pill right now and get the rest tomorrow? What? Ma'am, I can't give you 1 pill because we have 0 pills in the store. You'll be fine until tomorrow at 10 a.m. I promise. The woman proceeds to go apeshit. She begins throwing stuff off the shelves onto the floor, stamping on them, screaming about how she will sue this pharmacy, and how she's never seen such terrible customer service in her life. I'm sorry, I'm just like, are you kidding? She even started kicking the partition between her and the pharmacist, threatened to go back there and fill it herself. It didn't even seem like she was upset about the medication itself. It was more that she didn't get her way and didn't want to come back. He asked a clerk to come and help. The whole time, she's grabbing for things and throwing them onto the floor in a fury. She gets escorted out, and we would still hear her yelling outside. Now listen to me. If I had myself a little store that belonged to me, somebody came in and started stepping on shit, kicking, shit, the counter between us and stuff like this, and, threatened to come behind the counter. Now, would it be wrong of me to whip out my camera phone, okay? Horizontal. I'm going to hold the phone, obviously. We don't do vertical videos, baby. And just and I know this sounds rude, but egg this crazy old lady on. Would it be rude? Like what if I were to like gesture her towards like the most expensive stuff in the store and say, you better not take that stuff off the shelf and step on it. You better not do that, right? And then she does it, and like, all right, I got her on film, you know? And she's like, I'll come back there and fill it myself. And I'm like, I bet you won't. You better not do that, because we actually do have what you're saying back here, but you shouldn't come back here, you know what I'm talking about? Just to get her to go back there and just watch her go crazy, because nothing plays like a video in court, baby. And I'd want her just to have to pay out of, you know what I'm talking about? You gotta pay me for you being crazy, old lady. I'm sorry. Ugh. Somebody said, which one was it, an opioid or a benzo? Number 17. I was recently driving on a small country road when I saw a traffic jam in the distance. I drove my motorcycle ahead of the traffic until I saw two ladies facing each other in their cars. Both tried to pass each other, but neither wanted to make enough room for each other to make that possible. Women. They could just drive forward and it would be over, but no, they refused to pass each other and decided to just sit there and create chaos on the small road because they didn't want to drive on the small patch of gravel. It's all about them, right? Here's what pisses me off. Like, say you hate that other person, cool. You're inconveniencing other people on the road. This is how accidents happen, you know? Shit like this is how accidents happen. You're stupid, negligent, and ignorant. Nigga, you know what I'm talking about? You're behind the wheel of a 2-ton fucking vehicle. And even just being where you're not supposed to be can cause other people who are just happening on their way to come to harm. Somebody responds, I don't know that I follow. If they were both facing each other head on, why would one be trying to pass the other? Someone responds, as is the case with a lot of backcountry roads in America, the road is too narrow for comfortable two-way traffic. Most people drive in the middle of the road until someone is coming toward them, in which case it's customary for both vehicles to slow down a bit and sidle up to the side of the road. The two vehicles will pass each other with a slight wave and or a nod. This is the way things should go. A response reads, it is customary to execute the wave. Oh my God. Now, number 16, guys. You guys may be noticing that the first part of this list I did with stripes, but the second part I want to roll along a little bit more smoothly. So, she ain't here, baby. You know, it's rude not to include stripes more often, so you will see more of her. It's just, you know, I can't stay on topic with her. It's hard enough as it is. Number 16 in the list of 20 adult temper tantrums, the biggest, of course, people have witnessed. And then I got a little picture of Trigglypuff. You like that? Nobody cares. Number 16. The parking garage near my work is a frustrating place. The monthly customers have a parking pass that lifts the gate to get in and get out. The thing is, the pass and their sensor don't work. You have to creep up to where the thing has a sweet spot, wave your pass around, reverse, and try again. Curse a bunch, endure people behind you honking despite them going through the same thing. Frustrating. Not surprising. Lee, I witnessed a grown man throw the most excellent temper tantrum I've ever seen. The gate wouldn't go up, and he just started screaming in his car and smashing on the horn. Well, the worst part is that the gate always seems to go up right when you reach peak rage. So he's yelling away, and the gate is just like, all right, man, I'll open. Jeez. What the bing bong? Is the music a bit loud? I'm not sure. 90% is a bit loud. I hope it hasn't been overpowering. Let's see how it was. Can't be that bad. Maybe, yeah, it was probably pretty bad. I apologize. I feel like you guys may be able to hear me over it, so it won't be that big an issue. Fuck. That's the type of thing I should check when I start these videos. Oh God, here's really hoping that everything was fine. I'll listen to it after. I'd hate to do this all again because my initial responses are the best. If I have to re-deliver it, it would just seem forced and lame. Number 15. Flying out of JFK with my boss and team analyst. We have about 1 hour and 15 minutes before our flight leaves. You could have just said 1 hour. I don't know. Writing it like that, you see that, you think time, But my brain was already telling me he's writing this like an idiot, He's writing this like he's keying it into a goddamn microwave. In which case it will be 1 minute and 15 seconds. But I'm supposed to assume it's probably, it probably was 1 minute and 15 seconds. But why would you even write like that? Fuck you. What are you, foreign? He's got to be foreign. This guy's got to be foreign. So we have about 1 minute and 15 seconds before our flight leaves. So we decide to sit down. It's got to be an hour. Because why would you sit down with only a minute? Fuck these people writing this shit. Write words. What are you doing? What are you doing? Nigga. We have about 1 hour and 15 minutes before our flight leaves, so we decide to sit down and eat at one of the restaurants where you order via tablet. We all order. 10 minutes later, our food comes out. My boss and I get a burger. He gets his with a side salad. Team analyst gets a chicken sandwich. Guy at the table next to us looks at the boss and says, very condescendingly, "You're eating my turkey burger?" The boss lifts his bun, confirms the burger is beef, and answers, "No, I'm eating my hamburger, not your turkey burger." Guy at the table next to us now stands up, looks like a German villain from a bad 80s movie. Guy makes a beeline to the waiter that served us and starts screaming, "Where's my turkey burger? I was here 4 minutes before 3 of them, and I still don't have my turkey burger." Waiter, who is an older Indian man, is visibly nervous. Guy keeps screaming, "I ordered a turkey burger. I ordered my turkey burger. Where do you think of my turkey burger?" I'm kidding. None of that. Come on. I'm bored. I'm sorry. "I ordered a turkey burger. It hasn't come. I want my turkey burger. I demand satisfaction." He did not say that. Did he take off a glove and then smack somebody? What are you talking about? "I demand satisfaction." Waiter says he'll check and rushes back into the kitchen. Slinks back out about 2 minutes later. Noticeably knows he has to confront this guy again and doesn't want to. "Sir," says the waiter, "no order has been placed at any tablets on your table." Guy starts screaming, "This is bullshit. You think I don't know how to use a tablet? I want my turkey burger. I demand satisfaction. I want my turkey burger. I demand satisfaction." I want my turkey burger. I demand satisfaction. 5 more minutes ensued of him screaming about demanding satisfaction. Wow. A waiter finally grabs the tablet at his table. Order for the turkey burger was keyed in. Submit order button was never hit. The guy is angry now and embarrassed. Has a look on his face like he's going to go home and beat his wife. Oh man, what a sad world we live in. That's not cool. Why'd you have to put that in there? Oh man, people taking shit out on other people is so wrong. Oh man. His error caused his own frustration that he was taking out on people here. And now when he was shown his own error in a way that he has 2 options, he can be stubborn and still have a tantrum like a child, and refuse to not acknowledge it or move the goalpost like a old lady, you know what I'm talking about, argue about something else. Or he can just be mad and storm off, take his rage out on somebody else who doesn't understand. "Where's my dinner? I demand satisfaction. I demand satisfaction." Waiter looks smug. He's the one who actually got satisfaction out of all of this. What? Oh, I demand satisfaction. Make me a turkey burger. Oh my God. Make me a turkey burger so I can get my satisfaction. I'm gonna make this its own video. I'm not joking. After this video, I'm gonna make it its own. Okay, and I'm probably gonna actually like do a little bit more. Gonna ham it up, so to speak, guys. I demand satisfaction, dude. And then he took off his glove and slapped somebody in the face. Number 14 says, at real Donald Trump. This is Donald Trump's Twitter handle, for those who don't know. Our president, you remember? Remember, our president is actually Donald Trump because, you know, it's as usual, is a choice between a giant douche and a turd sandwich. So we picked turd sandwich. Turd sandwich all the way. You can't have no damn douche in the White House, the fuck. At any rate, Trump has some serious tantrums all over his Twitter. And that is the joke. Ooh, somebody responds, they ask for an adult. Oh, burn. Number 13, guys, come on. I had a patient family member that was super picky, constantly calling the nurse's station, constantly coming out of the room to complain. She was upset because she ordered a guest tray, wanted a cheeseburger, and it hadn't come yet. Another patient coded next door, so basically patient was literally dying. All of us nurses left crazy lady to go to the code, and the lady went batshit, yelling, "You don't care about my cheeseburger." She demands satisfaction. I can't. We can't make that a thing. That would be bad if I made it a thing. I could probably make it a thing. Why not? Why not? We ignored her. Lol. That's correct. We do not care about your cheeseburger. Someone responds, I was in a hospital on Christmas Day one year, getting my jaw stitched up after a bizarre chest expander incident. Took ages because all the staff were busy with a homeless guy who came in freezing to death, who did die while I was there. There was a drunk guy in who'd broken his little toe, and I've never imagined anyone bitch and moan so much about this treatment taking so long. Some people are just shits. Hannah broke her toe on the phone with me, and I swear to you, this girl just walked it off. Hannah's pretty hot, guys. You know what I mean? She stubbed the hell out of that toe in a capacity that was pretty ridiculous, because she was really showing the ability to walk who's boss, you know? Just like some crazy ass strides through darkness, and, you know, somebody left something where she didn't expect it, and there goes her toe. And upon later inspection, people are like, nah, man, this is broken. You're going to need to let this heal. And she's like, isn't that something? And then she picked up her guitar and was like, we're halfway there. I'm kidding. Number 12. I work in retail, and I saw one woman literally flip her full cart over and walk out after her coupons wouldn't go through. This is the second story we got about coupons. Like, for the people who weren't watching that last list, and yeah, you really dodged a bullet there. You probably heard Stripes and just turned it right off. I'm kidding. Not because Stripes is bad, but because you know that I can barely stay on topic. So when Stripes is in the mix, she's like,
did I ever tell you about this one time I got a Jolly Rancher and I flipped it and threw it in the air like a coin, and then it never came down and I never saw it again, but 5 years later, this Jolly Rancher, I found it again.
That's the end of that anecdote. Thanks again, Stripes. I'm kidding. She's never told a story like that. It was me embellishing for the sake of comedy. Did the comedy stick? You know what I mean? Or did it take too long for you to ejaculate, so it kind of got runny? You know what I mean? This is a joke, a layered joke about the consistency of semen. You know, with some guys, if you have a little fun and you get there really quick, the cum, so to speak, comes out, and it's kind of like sticky, kind of gooey. But the longer you go, the hotter you get. You know, the balls are on the outside of your body because they're supposed to be a specific temperature. So the longer you're going, so to speak, the more runny that cum gets, the more it's just like watery and it's shooting all over the place. You know what I'm talking about? Did somebody sign up for this discussion right now? Probably not. Can you imagine just like some 14-year-old that's like,
Mommy, what's he talking about?
Number 12. I work in retail, and I saw one woman literally flip her full cart over and walk out after her coupons wouldn't go through. It was actually extremely impressive now that I think about it. It must have been about $150 worth of groceries, at least. Somebody else said, that doesn't sound that hard. I mean, 150, what could that be? Like 15 bananas? Oh my God. We should measure the consistency of everything in just like, bananas. Number 11. Once had dinner at a restaurant with a group of people who'd been partying all day. Man. Just after the meal was served, one guy cracked it about something and upturned the whole table. One guy cracked it? Is that a phrase that we use as it pertains to people losing their shit? Food split, plates destroyed, dresses ruined, and he walks off down the road. To make matters worse, we all had to chip in to pay for the smashed plates and uneaten meals. What a great end to a fun day. Y'all niggas tripping. You know how I know you're white? Because this shit is fine with you. Ain't no niggas out in this bitch paying for other people's mistakes. This nigga ain't family. You know what I'm talking about? This nigga ain't on meds or something where he just like tripping and it's totally cool. Oh, we'll handle it. This is my son. I'm so sorry. Nigga, what? At least 3 of us gonna charge after this motherfucker, especially if any one of those girls in our presence, they don't need to be girlfriends, they just need to be girls that we like. Let me and Hannah be out at a dinner, you know what I'm talking about? And somebody flip over a table and something come near her dress. You know what I'm talking about? Some meal that she was about to eat gets fucking knocked to the floor. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we're paying for something that we didn't get, and we're paying for damages. Are you fucking tripping, my nigga? Like, it's about respect. And if your dumb ass is the type of nice guy to cover for some other dude because he's your friend, how much of a friend does he need to be to the point where you take your respect and put it and throw it under the rug, but you also don't make an example out of this behavior as being fucking correct in front of these women in a capacity that asserts yourself? Because as crazy as it sounds, dude, that's what women want to see. People don't want to see just respect given. You know what I mean? They want to see you doing the right thing. And in my opinion, the right thing is rounding this little motherfucker up, trying to storm down the street, having an adult tantrum. That's what this shit is. Tantrums of her children. And this is an adult. Adults whom are to be held accountable for their actions. Okay? This isn't hearsay. This isn't like she said, he said bullshit. This happened. Y'all were in the midst of this. You guys were in the presence of this. Forgive me for getting triggered by this. But some guy doesn't get to just fucking have a tantrum and then have other people pay for it. There were females here. You know what I mean? So get out there, show these females that this is the way that the world is supposed to work, because we're supposed to be shielding them from like how harsh this kind of crazy shit is until they are the reason that shit gets real harsh. You know what I mean? Ladies are monsters. I'm kidding. But seriously, messing up girls' pretty dresses, making them pay for shit that they didn't, get, that's nuts. Okay? Fuck this guy. Y'all should have, if there were 2 men there, I hope y'all were the most homosexual motherfuckers in the world. Because if you ain't running after this guy to chase him down, to make him pay for what he did, then y'all are bitches. Live your bitch life. I bet you them girls was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Once that guy was sober, I'd insist that he pay everyone back, as is a decent thing. Some people got their share back. Others, like me, just didn't want any more to do with that asshat. Nigga, that's what you do after you get this man and make him pay for what he did. You know what I'm talking about? Ugh. Come on now. Come on now. Look, man, this story just blew my damn mind. You know what I'm talking about? And I want more stories like it that would probably trigger me just at the idea of them, okay? And I know that some of you probably have them, so leave those stories in the comment section below. If I get at least 15 to 20 of these subscriber submitted stories, then I'll be able to make a list out of them, and I genuinely will. Please don't leave it to Sarah Bishop, who is crazy and will make up the biggest and most absurd story and leave it in the comment section. She's a mom, she'll do it, okay? Do not leave this task to Sarah Bishop. Love you, subscribers. Let's continue. On the list of 20 biggest adult temper tantrums witnessed, one of those almost provoked a tantrum out of me. Wow. You ever feel like you're gonna sneeze but it just won't come? Fucking just tickle in the inside of my nose. It's really fun. Now, number 10. Some poor kid was taking too long at the ticket booth, and the father began to get upset, like shouting and yelling at the top of his lungs upset. He then pulled his young son closer and said, "See that kid? That's why you're going to be an attorney, and he'll still be working here." The poor son was super embarrassed and tried telling his dad it's okay, it's not a big deal, etc. He apparently got rounded up by security later and made an even bigger fuss, and his wife went back to the ticket booth and outright called the kid a pussy for telling on the dad. Real classy family. He's a pussy for telling on the dad. Maybe you should stop acting like a bitch. You know what I mean? Stop acting like that world-class cuck. You know what people are like this are? Look. This is gonna sound so rude because, you know, some people seem to think I attack women, which is funny. But you know, I think if you girls can admit one thing, it's that you probably know a woman who is a straight bitch. And what you need to understand is that many women are like that. Many women are like that. Earlier, Stripes gave me a quote that she heard about from Jack Nicholson when he wrote A Woman. He was asked, "How do you write women so well?" And Nicholson said, I think of a man and I take away reason, which is just so rude and unfortunate, and accountability. Accountability. What does that mean? So naturally I can explain things in a way that people understand, but sometimes being articulate and using the right terms isn't enough to get a point across. I could even use synonyms and it wouldn't be enough. Don't you hate that in high school or even middle school, maybe even elementary, when them asking you if you understand something meant you repeating the fucking obvious back to them, but maybe changing a couple of words to make it seem like you really understood. So, okay, here's what it is. We're gonna form an analogy. Removing accountability. This thing is just like, oh, the mom goes back and calls the kid a pussy for telling on the dad. That's what's at fault here. Accountability being removed is kind of like, okay, you go somewhere and you act crazy, you make a scene, you throw shit all over the ground, you know, you're calling people niggers and Jew, fucking chink, Dago wops or whatever the fuck, you know I'm talking about. And then a video of that reaches the internet. Boom, you a celebrity now, nigga, and you racist. You know what I'm talking about? You are a crazy, stupid, ignorant bitch. You racist as well. Come on now. That's your life. That is your legacy. So what do? You know, because you can't be held accountable for your actions. Maybe you go back and get mad at who recorded the video. Maybe you get mad at whoever released the video. You know what I'm talking about? Because you can't be held accountable for what you did. You ain't gonna be mad at yourself for the fact that you acted like a dumb hoe. You know what I mean? So you have to be mad at somebody else. This is the kind of shit that most people do on a daily basis without even realizing it. But you have to understand that much like with a leak that's sprung in a kitchen, you can't just start mopping shit up before the leak is stopped. You have to target the problem. And sometimes if there's multiple problems, you have to target them in the order that makes the most sense. So in this situation, you know what I mean? The dad shouldn't have been acting like this. How about that? You know what I'm talking about? The dad shouldn't have been acting like that. How about that? So whether or not, you know, somebody told security about them or not is not the fucking, you know, the person telling security's fault. Oh, you a snitch, nigga. You shouldn't have done this shit. You know what I'm talking about? This isn't one of those, like, don't snitch scenarios. This is some nigga being a douchebag. Oh, you see that nigga right there? That's why you gonna be an attorney. You gonna be better than him. Ha ha. Oh, why you got to tell on me, man? You are a fucking bitch. Some people open their mouth, some people write some shit, and it's like, you don't even understand that. In immediately giving a shit, you have already made yourself the bitch. You want to know what you can do in most scenarios and come out on top? I'm not joking. This is the only advice I'm going to give you this list, and we're going to continue. Just shut the hell up. Don't say anything or don't do anything. You know what I mean? You can accomplish so much more sometimes by just not getting involved that you would be shocked. This is coming from a place of love. I love you guys. And sometimes what you need to do is not get involved. You know who knows this better? Rich niggas. You want to know how you make it to the top? It's not by caring about people. You know what I'm talking about? It's not by being morally, righteous and upright. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes doing the right thing will put you in a position where you're made to look like you're doing the wrong thing. So most times, what you can do is nothing. And it may just work out. Futurama said it best. When you do something right, people won't be sure you've done anything at all. Number 9. A little old lady in an unbridled rage, absolutely red in the face, screaming at a teen and Baskin Robbins. Okay, the employee, because she wanted 10 cents off of a 99-cent ice cream cone. The deal was only available on Sundays, and it was Thursday. She made us wait in line behind her while she argued over a dime. Sorry, argued ain't a word, but my brain is exploding, because of these people. This is nuts. Maybe I needed Stripes to take the edge off, but if I wake her up now, she'll be all like, so what are you gonna do? And I'd be like, nigga, I'm going to sleep. See you later. Woo. The cashier couldn't do anything because the register was electronic and wouldn't apply the discount. I was about to pay the lady in loose change to move along, but someone stepped in to assist us off to the side. We were in and out in a few minutes, and the irate octogenarian was still raging when I left. Somebody said, at that age, is her time really worth 10 cents? I mean, however they want to spend their last hours, Another thing that I love about people stressing over nothing is like they're shaving hours, if not days, if not weeks to months off of their own existence by stressing over some bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? The way you guys got to think about stuff is like, imagine you only have enough shits to give, and once you reach a certain point, you're gonna be running out of shits. The same applies to like energy. You're killing yourself by tripping over this bullshit. Women die sooner. Y'all know this. Women live longer when they get a man. This is factual. This is statistics when it comes to unions and marriages. The women live longer in a marriage. The men die faster. They die sooner in a marriage. Succubus style. You know what I'm talking about? These women are parasite stealing them life balls off the dudes. And it's not, I'm not just saying all women. They're just because of their emotions or whatever. We don't care. We don't know. Causation don't, it's not correlation in every instance. We just know that the women live, they live shorter lives for whatever reason, en masse. But when they get with a man, live longer. Weird. Shaving this, man. Maybe everybody just needs a little supplement, man. Something to cool them the hell off. Everybody needs an outlet. Some people just need and that's the thing. And I feel like it's not explored enough. I feel that a man and a woman, when they're together, should be each other's outlet, And no, I don't mean niggas should just be beating they hoes. Even though sometimes the hoes be acting worthy of that beating, what I'm talking about. But I'm saying that a lot of the craziness that women have to deal with is just chemical, It's genetic. It's in their hormones. It's a war inside them, like I told Stripes. So I think that a perfect guy should be willing and totally, accepting of being the punching bag, so to speak, for the woman. Maybe not every fucking day, obviously, motherfucker, but yeah, being there for somebody means that they're willing to take, what they may need to get out to take the edge off, And if they're just like a carbonated bottle of something that's getting shook up, I'm totally willing to be what loosens that cap and get some of that pressure out. You know what I'm talking about? So that you don't go out in public and have a breakdown or a meltdown or a tantrum that puts you in a position where maybe, you're going to be embarrassed and like on like a public stage. Maybe you could lose a job, you could screw up something in a class, you know what I'm talking about? You need to find an outlet. And I wish that people understood that being with people means that you guys need to communicate, you need to be mutual, and you need to be each other's outlets to a certain degree, based of course on what you can handle, whatever's healthy. But people don't. So we have scenarios like this where people just try their best to exercise restraint until naturally one thing just snaps and, you know, they have an episode. And that's not the way that things should work, man. You guys need to find hobbies and fucking outlets, you know, even if it's unhealthy. You can't not have an outlet. So number 8 reads as follows. I worked as a server in a very rich New York suburb. A couple, on a Friday night, did the usual greet, specials, asked for drinks. By the time I returned, he had already finished his drink, so before taking their order, I asked if he would like another. She answered no for him. And you would have thought he just caught her cheating with the mailman or his brother or something. He went from a look of exhaustion to rage in a millisecond. He ordered 2 more, brought them over as he finished the first while just staring at her. He asked for a third, got back with the third. He was still sipping and staring at her with his second. I placed the third down, and before I could blink, it was already in air, smashing against the wall. He just whispered to her in an absolutely angry, raged tone, "If you ever answer for me again, you'll never see that fucking credit card in your life." Oh. Well, I don't know. I mean, if you're the type of dude that's like, you know, paying for everything that your wife got going on, then hey, yeah, maybe she should be telling you, hey, look, I'm a conventional, traditional man, you know, and maybe I subscribe to the Sean Connery open palm slap school of what the fuck you talking about, ho? You know what I'm talking about?
No, he won't.
Bitch, what did you say to me? Smack. Okay. Oh my god. Healthy relationship, nothing to see here. Oh my god, I love Reddit. Number 7. I was in line behind some lady in a gas station who was absolutely insistent that the guy take 23 cents off of whatever it was she was trying to buy. He tried every way he could to explain to this lady that he couldn't do it, but she wouldn't listen. I finally gave up and just slapped $1 down on the counter and said, "I'll pay for the rest." She then, of course, insists that he not accept my money, and that she wanted him to give her the 23 cents. Instead, he quickly picked up my $1 and told her to get out. Now it's my regular gas station, and he gives me a free Red Bull on Monday mornings. That's so cool. That's so cool. I want free Red Bull. You know, I've never had a Red Bull. I've never had a lot of things. Maybe Hannah will change that when I can experience things. Oh my god, that'd be so sweet. Shared experiences together. Gay. I wonder what Faith's doing. I always think that she's like drawing something, but Faith has a job now. That's kind of weird. Wonder what having a job is like. I'm just kidding. Number 6, man. Dude, I was standing behind in line at a grocery store, got pissed at the cashier for charging him by the pound for grapes, and he was adamant that the listed price was for the bunch and was making a huge scene and getting nasty with the cashier. What are you, some kind of idiot? He asked me to come up with him so he can show me was within viewing distance from the register, and I just wanted the line to move. We walked over to the grapes and he showed me the label, and it said, "What does that say?" looking all proud. I pointed at the small text under the price and said, "per pound." He got even more pissed and checked out talking shit the whole way through and left. I like the idea that he's like, no, come over here, come over here. No, what does this say? It says per pound right there. It says right there. You telling me, boy, that I don't know how to use a tablet? I know how to use a tablet. Can I see that? Can I see it? Yeah, you forgot to click submit. Okay. You telling me I don't know how to work a computer, boy? Is it plugged in? What you trying to say to me? It's not plugged in. Look, the cord. It's not plugged in right there. Sorry. You fucking idiot. You fucking idiot. What's wrong with it? It ain't plugged in, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Basic, you know? Try turning it on and off again, and if you can't, then is it plugged in? The fuck? You need to just take your ass back to fucking candlelight days you live in this life where this shit's too difficult for your corny ass. The fuck wrong with you? Everybody makes mistakes, but not checking if something is plugged in? Nigga, what planet are you living on? This isn't about like technological ineptitude. This is just common fucking sense. Missing the hell out of you, just flying over your head like a damn space shuttle, like a UFO, baby. We must be shining flashlights on your ass and it's just magical to you. What is that contraption? It seems to produce light and it's just some manner of short stick. Dumb motherfucker. Number 5. I worked in a grocery store and a woman asked me to slice her organic bread. Last thing I want anyone doing is slicing up my organs. What a dumb comment, Kyle. Kyle continues. She flipped out when she discovered that non-organic bread was also sliced on the machine. She stomped her foot and yelled, but that messes up the organic integrity. What? It was my last week working there, so I simply told her, ma'am, please understand, I'm not emotionally involved in the situation. She froze and just walked away with the bread. I love it. Women, dude. Ma'am, whoa. Ma'am, I don't care. You know? I don't care. No, you can care, but I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Somebody said that's the nicest way of saying I don't give a fuck I've ever heard. Man, please understand, I'm not emotionally involved in the situation. Oh, burn, lady. What the fuck? This was a good list, if only for that. Number 4. I think it has to be when the ancient supermarket across the way was closing because a new store had been built a mile away. They had this huge everything must go sale. I was scavenging for closeouts, as was everyone else. At the checkout, a 60-something-year-old woman was angry that you people didn't have what she wanted. Then she proceeded to tell the cashier in her 40s that she was happy she was losing her job and she hoped she would become homeless. At some point, she called the cashier a nincompoop. The manager asked her to leave, and she went on an incomprehensible tirade. I just hope that old lady never walked into the new store because the entire staff of the old store worked there too, and I strongly suspect that they will remember her. Oh man, somebody responds, my retail days. I loved having people freak out and say they were never coming back. Then when they inevitably are back a week later, I could smile and say, welcome back. Oh shit. Somebody said, I once had a manager who, when the entitled unreasonable lady said, I am never doing business here again, replied, you promise? Ooh, she flipped her shit and the manager earned mad respect from everyone else. Are you kidding me? Oh my bing bong. Look, guys. Let's just get a quick reminder in here. On the list of 20 biggest adult temper tantrums, we arrive at number 3. Coming in at number 3. One time, I was in Target trying to return something, so I was in the customer service line. Let's go ahead and speed this up, guys, because it's a longer one. There was a lady a couple of people in front of me at the counter arguing with an employee about some coupon she was trying to use. Evidently, this had been going on for a while before I arrived, as I could see the police. That says people. Why are the police on your mind, Kyle? They can't get you. You guys can't see me right now, but my eyes are getting shifty, like, oh, police. I just hope I'm not getting any psychic messages right now. I get those. Anyway, as I could see the people in front of me were visibly irritated and antsy. The whole time this was going on, the woman's husband had their 2 kids standing right next to the main door of the store waiting. Mind you, this was about 9 p.m. at night, and both kids were in their pajamas. So were both adults, for the matter. One of the kids was literally screaming bloody murder the entire time. Periodically, the woman would turn aside from her conversation with the employee and outright yell at the kid to shut up. This lady wasn't backing down about the coupon business, and neither was the employee. It got to the point where both of the people in front of me gave up and just left. I wanted to do the same, but I really needed to return the item and didn't want to have to come back another time. So I'm now next in line and can hear a lot better what's going on. This lady is freaking out now, telling the employee how she'll get fired. Oh boy, getting inches from her face and yelling all kinds of insane shit for an adult to do. The employee, God bless her, remained cool and calmly told her the coupon could not be honored. This whole time, I just assumed the coupon was for something significant in savings, but what I heard next, I'll never forget. The customer screams, "I'm not paying 24 cents extra." 24 cents. It's not like Tree Fitty we talking about here, guys. 24 cents. That was what the coupon was for. The lady has been standing here for literally 45 minutes, willingly embarrassing herself and keeping her exhausted kids from sleeping over 24 cents. I seriously don't understand some people. Shout out to the employee, though. I would need a long shower and a few drinks after that interaction. Now, I don't think I'm going to even touch it. I don't think I'm going to touch this one. Something fucking pathetic about it all. Here comes a poem for your idiot. A response to this reads, "This happens all the time. When I worked at Best Buy, I had someone who wanted to use a coupon that states for full price items only. So I said no. They bitched, so I did an override and put the item in at full price, applied the coupon, which made it $30 more, and then she threw it at me. And I called over the AP to call the cops without her knowing, and then told her I'd take care of her. Cops showed up and she got slapped with a bunch of shit and ended up seeing time for assaulting an officer." Now that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Throwing shit at people in a store. Bitch is fucking crazy. This bitch fucking crazy. So I did an override and put the item in at full price and applied the coupon to make it $30 more. You know. So here comes poem for your Sprague. "It's a con," she declared. "It's a fucking disgrace. It's a ruse," she proclaimed with a frown on her face. "It's a store for deceivers, defrauders, and thieves, and you've lies on your tongue and you've tricks up your sleeves. Oh, you say, the terms of the coupon," she said. "But I know you're to blame, and I wish you were dead. Pay attention," she said, as she hollered behind, "for they're shamelessly, brazenly robbing you blind. You're all hatefully heinous, malignant, and mean, and you're evil and awful and all in between. You're a sinner," she screamed, "and a scammer," she cried. So I flashed her a smile and simply complied. My bing bong. Okay, guys. My bing bong. Do you think I could do... Nah, man. People would love it, but I think it would be so whack if I did a Reddit compilation that was just the context for all of Poem for Your Sprague's poems. Do you think that exists? Here we are on YouTube. Let's go on an adventure. Poem for Your Sprague. Somebody named Jake Lauer did one 3 years ago. 2-minute video. Looks like Jake Lauer's been reading a lot of Poem for Your Sprogs poems. But just how many? You have to wonder. Shut up. Ew, he's playing Destiny. What kind of cuck? Guy also plays Overwatch. I bet he sucks. Let's watch this without the sound. It's a highlight of his on Diva. That's how you know he's trash. I'm kidding. There's nothing wrong with playing Diva. Girls. What are you gonna do? Get actually a couple of kills after the round is complete, so it's gonna show you kills, but after the match is complete, like, why does it matter? Okay, you bothered to upload this. What a waste of fucking humans. At any rate, yeah, I guess I could do it if it's not something that's popular. So, I mean, it's up to you guys. Leave a comment below if you give a damn. You know. Who knows, it could turn into a hit, Gael. A hit. It could be your new, you launch your Patreon with that fucking reading some other guy's poems or something in context on the internet. Number 2 on the list of 20 biggest adult temper tantrums reads as follows. I worked at the front desk at a hotel for a few years. A guest came to check in at around 10 p.m. and asked if he could get a room with 2 beds. Wow. So he booked 1 bed. I told him we were sold out of rooms with 2 beds. Before I could offer him anything else, he took the bowl of apples we had at the desk and threw it against the wall. Then he took his own laptop and threw it on the ground and started kicking it around the lobby. Security came out promptly and told him he needed to leave, which obviously prompted more screaming and kicking. Needless to say, he didn't stay the night at the hotel. My God, some people just need some damn pills. He's downgrading to not a bed, but a cot in a fucking jail, dude. What are you doing? Somebody else says, I work in a small boutique hotel with no security, and a couple of years ago, a guest had a nervous breakdown that lasted for about 2 hours. How does that work? Her husband left her in the city center, and she somehow couldn't get back to the hotel, started blaming us. Okay. Accountability. I'm just going to say that in the future. I'm not going to go on a rant about women. Just going to say accountability. Accused us all of being racist because she's Iraqi. Okay. Accused the taxi driver of wanting to rape her. Got in my face to the point that I thought she was going to hit me. She was screaming so loudly that the other guests locked themselves in their room, and it was the worst thing I have ever witnessed from a human being. No thought to call the police, they asked. They probably lived in one of those dirty countries. Ooh, that's rude. I mean, America's as dirty as it gets. Somebody says, this is my reaction to most stories here, call the police. If y'all live somewhere where the police are paid enough to do something, you know what I'm talking about? What would you do if your son was at home crying all alone on the bedroom floor because he's hungry and the only way to feed him sleep with a cop for a little bit of money, but the daddy gone? Sleep with a cop for a little bit of money. Classic. Number 1 on the list of 20 biggest adult temper tantrums. When I was 16, I worked at McDonald's. This was in the days of Beanie Babies. Ooh, man, if only we had camera phones back in that day. You know what I'm talking about? Beanie Babies. A woman came in with her 2 small children. She ordered some Happy Meals and wanted a specific Beanie Baby. When she found out that we didn't have it, she flipped out. She called us every name in the book, right in front of her little kids and everyone else's kids. Oh my God. She was a real meanie baby. I'm not upvoting that. God. Somebody said, upvote for meanie baby. Meanie baby. Reminds me of that ridiculous picture where a couple is sitting on the floor in a courtroom after a divorce and splitting up their Beanie Baby collection. I'd like a Beanie Baby. Nah, I don't think I care. You know what I want is like, what's on the wish list? Oh, I just changed the wish list to the new address that I'm going to be living at. So, will you be the first to get me something Something to go to my new place. What's even on this wish list anymore? Spoons are great. I want a new shower head. I know I'm gonna hate the one at the fucking place. Whatever. There's really nothing on my wish list anymore. The treadmill's on there. Hilarious. Damn, I need this. Okay, yeah. No, there's nothing on the wish list. Never mind. Oh, well, I don't know. I'm kidding. But guys, I love you. We're shifting into phase 2 on this channel, which means we are gonna be making a lot more uploads, hopefully daily in capacity. And I'd also like tips. I set up this Patreon page. I got I have Luke, Proper Gentleman, and a woman named Patricia became a patron. A very special thanks to you guys for that support. And I'm going to be looking to you guys specifically, as you guys are what I would consider the most invested. Just as I would look to the subscribers who are actually ingesting, like you guys watching. I want to know what you genuinely believe I should put more effort into. Do you think what I suggested just now, as far as reading Poem for Your Sprogs entries in the Reddit collection, would be a great input? Do you think I should start like a separate thing, kind of like TIFUs, where I just read Poem for Your Sprogs shit in I don't know, like a compilation? We'll go back very quickly. Yeah, sorry, I'm interested in this stupid new Pokemon event. That's it's got some fire and ice types, if you're the type that used to play the game and then stopped. A lot of the Charmanders and shit like that are out. So let me go back to Poem for Your Sprogs thing. Forgot what it was already. Here it is, here they are. And then I could just go through their shit and then see contextually what it's from. Like, here's one that he did. Oh boy, let me not read it now. God, you'll see what I mean. I'll probably grab like 5 of his things and then read that as part of a compilation. Release it, see if it's something that would catch. But again, guys, I love you. And I have not been streaming often, and I apologize. Huh. Well, guys, you take it easy. We'll do this later. I hope this list was more concise, because I know some of you fucking bitch and moan about me making comments in between these. So I cut stripes out of the equation, tried to keep it nice and monkey balled. That last list was a bit crazy though, which is why I always put it in the title if I think it's me going over the edge. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
Love you.
Mm-hmm.